All right, let's get right into it. We are about to unpack the incredible story of one of the most astonishing archaeological finds in all of history. Seriously, it's a tale about a piece of sunken treasure that completely rewrote everything we thought we knew about ancient technology.
This really just sets the scene perfectly, doesn't it? I mean, imagine that, finding something that looks like just a corroded rock, but hidden inside are secrets that would end up puzzling scientists for more than a century. It's an absolutely epic story that starts, believe it or not, with a total accident.
Okay, so let's go all the way back to the beginning. The year is 1901. You've got a group of sponge divers taking shelter from a nasty storm. They decide to explore the seafloor near this tiny Greek island called Antikythera, and what they find down there is just wow.
So mixed in with all these priceless statues and coins, they pull up this corroded lump. It's so fragile it breaks into 82 different pieces, and that's when they see it, hints of tiny gears packed inside. And remember, this ship went down over 2,000 years ago. An object like this simply shouldn't have existed back then. It was a complete anomaly.
Now here's what makes the challenge so mind-boggling. The researchers were looking at just a fraction of the original machine. It was kind of like trying to figure out how a modern smartphone works with only a few shattered pieces of its circuit board. The mystery was only just getting started.
So how do you even begin to solve a puzzle like that? Well, for decades, progress was incredibly slow. It actually took a century of our technology evolving just to be able to see what was hidden inside that corroded bronze.
And that was the question, right? The one that haunted researchers for generations. It wasn't just about identifying the parts, it was about figuring out how they all fit together, and, way more importantly, what in the world they were designed to do.
You know, the journey to understand this thing was a real century-long detective story. The first clues came from early X-rays, but that just made things more confusing. The images showed this jumbled mess of overlapping gears. Then they found thousands of tiny inscriptions, almost like a user manual from another world, but they were too corroded to read. For decades, every lead, like trying to count the gear teeth, just led to dead ends. But then, 2005, technology finally caught up, and a team using modern 3D scanning gave scientists the key they'd been desperately searching for. For the first time ever, scientists could digitally peel back the layers of corrosion. It was like having X-ray vision. They could see every single gear tooth, decipher every inscription, and map out exactly how it all interconnected. This digital reconstruction was the breakthrough that finally unlocked the secrets of the machine.
And what they found inside, well, it was more incredible than anyone had dared to imagine. This wasn't just some simple clock. Oh no, this was a mechanical model of the entire known universe of the ancient Greeks, a clockwork cosmos. So the big question is, how did they do it? The secret was a brilliant technique called epicyclic gearing. Basically, it's where you mount gears on other moving gears. It's this incredibly clever way to create complex motions from simple rotation, letting you add or subtract different astronomical cycles. It's just genius.
And this right here perfectly illustrates one of its most advanced features. See, the ancient Greeks knew that the moon speeds up and slows down as it orbits Earth. To model that, they used this amazing pin and slot system. It varies the speed of the gear, perfectly mimicking the moon's weird motion in the sky. It's a concept that wouldn't be fully explained until Kepler's laws, centuries later.
And this diagram, wow, it reveals just a tiny fraction of that complexity. What you're looking at is the gear train for just the moon's position and its face. Dozens of hand-cut bronze gears all meshing together perfectly to calculate the movements of the heavens. It's a true work of art.
I mean, the sheer scope of its functions is just staggering. It calculated the position of the sun and moon, likely the planets, it modeled the phases of the moon, and get this, it even predicted solar and lunar eclipses. But it wasn't just an astronomy tool, it was a cultural one too. It actually tracked the dates of major events, like the Olympic Games.
And this number, 223, this is the secret to its predictive power. You could think of it as the ancient world's secret code for predicting the future. It's the number of months in the Saros cycle. That's a period of a little over 18 years, after which the sun, earth, and moon all return to almost the exact same alignment. The Greek astronomers knew this, and they physically built that knowledge into the machine's gears to create an eclipse prediction engine. So let's just step back for a second and put this all into perspective. The very existence of this device fundamentally changes how we have to look at the technological prowess of the ancient world. Just look at this comparison.
gearing this complex would not show up again in human history for over 1,000 years, not until the great astronomical clocks of medieval Europe. The Antikythera Mechanism was, and this is not an exaggeration, a millennium ahead of its time.
This quote really just says it all. This single object proves that a sophisticated tradition of mechanical engineering, which we all thought started in the Renaissance, was actually thriving in the ancient Greek world.
And if that wasn't enough, one of its components is particularly mind-blowing: a differential gear. It used it to calculate the moon's phase by subtracting the sun's motion from the moon's. This invention is so fundamental that today you'll find one in pretty much every car on the road, and they had it 2,000 years ago.
All of this leads us to the most tantalizing questions of all, right? Who were the geniuses that built this incredible machine? And maybe more importantly, what happened to all the knowledge it took to create it?
You know, it's often been called an ancient laptop, and that analogy is just perfect. It's a portable device that contains a huge amount of complex information. It has an input, a little crank on the side, and a whole series of beautifully designed outputs on the front and back dials.
We'll never know the names of its creators, but we can infer a lot. This wasn't the work of some lone genius. It would have required a whole team, a lead astronomer to design the calculations, and a workshop of master craftspeople to cut thousands of gear teeth and assemble the whole thing. And the fact that it's so well made, so mature in its design, it suggests it wasn't a prototype. It was the product of a long and now tragically lost tradition.
And that's really the thought I want to leave you with. This one incredible device only survived because of a random shipwreck, its bronze body preserved on the seafloor. It just makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other marvels of ancient engineering simply didn't survive? What other secrets are still buried out there, just waiting to be discovered?